Hi, my name is Chad Wyatt, and thanks for stopping by and taking the time to download the software plugin I've been offering to a few people for free, and it's really part of an experiment. The main goal is to help others with text message marketing and some voice, telephone marketing type systems, but also I want to meet some people that are doing business and could use services that I have to offer, possibly in more detail. If you need help with any of these things I'm showing you, I of course could provide those services. So um, let me just get started. And what we're going to cover today is the a plugin I created that's been sold thousands of times. It's in use by thousands of people all over the world, and it allows you to set up text messaging systems where if someone needs information on a product or service, or they just want to subscribe to get special offers, whatever, it would allow you to manage and create those lists. Now, I'm going to gear this presentation toward those in real estate. And so this presentation, I'm going to show you how to use the software. You should have a copy of it, or you can download it on this page. And but I'm going to show you how to set it up, and then how to best use it if you're in the real estate business. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing you're going to need, there's going to be a couple of things that you need. Three primary things. So the first one is an account here at Twilio.com. Now, Twilio is a service, it's a third-party service, and it's kind of the backbone provider of local phone numbers that are SMS or text message capable, as well as voice. And the plugin I have will integrate both with voice and text messaging as a way to communicate. But you need an account here, and it's really cheap and easy to sign up. You can get started for free, but you're going to have to add a little bit of money. I think it's like 20 bucks that you add to your account, and it just stays in there, and it's a pay-as-you-go. Phone numbers are only $1 a month, so extremely inexpensive, and text messages are, I believe, 1 penny a piece. So, but let me just get started. I can show you the form here with how to sign up. Just enter basic information, first name, last name, email, and then you create a password. And then once you've done that, you will need to log in and add some money. Add as little or as much as you want, whatever the minimum is to get started. So once you've done that, that's really all you need to do with Twilio, because the rest will be handled by the plugin that interfaces with Twilio. So let's take a look at the plugin side. We're currently inside of a WordPress website. This is the admin area of a WordPress website. If you haven't heard of WordPress, I'd be a little surprised. It's the most popular website platform on the internet today. But it's okay if you're not familiar with it. It's really fairly simple to get it set up. If any of this intimidates you, don't worry. Google is a great resource. Just go Google things like, how do I install a WordPress website? How do I get a hosting account set up? Things like that. And I'll show you some basics here real quick. But I have a WordPress site installed, and this is the admin area. So this isn't, visitors to your site wouldn't see this. This is the actual website. Now it's just a generic, basic template. There's really nothing here. This is just me playing around. And in fact, the front end or the public side of the website doesn't even matter for my WordPress plugin. Everything is done on the administrative side. No one even needs to know anything about the website in order for you to use the text messaging system. So what you'll do is, once you've downloaded the zip file to install the plugin, you just go into plugins and go to add new, and then you would click on the upload. And then you would browse to the file that you downloaded, the zip file, the wpvbx.zip, I believe is what it's called. And then click install and activate it. Again, you can find lots of videos on how to install plugins and how to set up WordPress websites. But just as a general bit of information here, if you have a hosting account, I recommend, speaking of hosting, let's just check out a very popular place to get hosting that I recommend because it's inexpensive and you don't need a lot of power to run this system. If you go to hostgator.com and there it is, and buy a kind of a basic hosting account. Go to web hosting. I recommend not the smallest plan, but the baby plan. I like I like the ability to have unlimited domains on your account, so you get multiple websites, different domain names if you chose in the future. You have unlimited disk space, unlimited bandwidth. So starting at $6.36 a month. I think that's if you pay for 3 years in advance. If you just go month to month, it's only $7.96 a month. So I would order this one, and then so that's just a recommendation. But oh, and there should be a link, by the way. I am an affiliate for HostGator, so if you go click on, if there's a link on this page, if you click on it and go through my link, then I can get a little bit of a commission if you decide to go with HostGator. So I appreciate that. Then once your HostGator site is set up, your account, I should say, your hosting account, you get an admin panel. It probably doesn't look exactly like this, but it'll be similar. Something called cPanel. And then these control panels usually have something in it, and it might be called Fantastico Deluxe here. It might be called some sort of like script installer type of thing. Just kind of have to look around a little bit. In this case, the one I'm using is Fantastico. If you click on it, you can, this is what will install WordPress for you automatically. So these are all the things you can install. So if I find a WordPress, and then you would just go through the process of installing. I've run out of space here, and this is an old account, but you just click a few buttons, fill out a form, give it a name, etc., and it'll install a website for you, WordPress. And then when you get that, you would log into your WordPress site, and when you do, you end up in this admin area here where you can install the plugin. All right, so assuming you've made it that far, again, Google, if you need help, you can Google all this stuff, how to get a hosting account, how to set up or install WordPress through, and usually that is done through your hosting provider. They usually will have some sort of interface where you can do it. Usually it's called something like one-click installs. So let's go back into our WordPress site. All right, so now let's get into actually using the SMS system. Now I've got a bunch of other stuff installed over here. Don't worry about that. The things, once you've installed and activated the SMS plugin, or the WPVBX plugin, you'll see these options here. There are some settings under the settings menu here, Twilio settings, Twilio numbers. Now I'm going to show you how to do this with almost no effort at all. It's pretty simple, but what we have to do is once you've installed it, we have to add our Twilio, what are called our Twilio credentials. So under settings, go to Twilio settings, and we are going to have to put in what's called our Twilio SID and our auth token. All right, so you will not see any sub-accounts down here unless you already had a Twilio account for some reason with sub-accounts, but you shouldn't see anything down here or even need to worry about it. Okay, so we get this from inside our Twilio account. So if I go up to my Twilio account And I'm going to go ahead and log into my account. When you log in, your SID is right here. So you can just click that, copy, and then paste that into the field here. And then for the SID or the token, that's here. You have to click it to reveal it. I won't do it now because it's private, but click that, copy and paste it into this field here, save your changes, and you're good to go as far as your basic connection to Twilio. That's what allows you to talk to your Twilio account that you just set up. Okay, now what we want to do is we want to go, I want to use the new list wizard. Okay, so we're going to create a list, and what's going to happen is we're going to end up with a new phone number, a local number. So imagine you have a sign in the yard, your for sale sign, and you have one of those riders that says, for details and images, call 719 da 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 da, whatever the number is, and to receive a text message, So so let's just go through that. We can call this the list name. I'll just call it House 1. We can tab and continue. Do not worry about client other than we select none. You don't need a client. There are a lot of features built into this plugin that you don't need to worry about or use, so we're going to skip through some of that. I have existing numbers. You won't have any numbers, so you're going to have to buy a new one or select a new one. Type in your area code. You can also search for numbers that contain certain digits or letters. So if I type in, maybe I want to be home, for example, I'm going to look for a phone number that's available in the 719 area code that contains the digits that match up with the word home. And of course my country is the United States. And click search. And we actually do. The digits 4663 are the letters HOME. So you could potentially advertise the number as 719-425-HOME. I'm going to go ahead and select this one. Now you could, if you don't care about this, you can just look for a number that you think looks good. Maybe you have certain digits in your main number, maybe you have 694. Maybe you have a number at 719-694 or something like that. You could try to find something that's close to that. So here's a bunch, 719-694 numbers. I'm going to go ahead and get that home number because that's pretty cool. All right, and again, you'll be charged $1 as soon as you buy this with your Twilio account. And so let's continue to the next. Okay, so I have my phone number here. Let's then move on to keywords. Actually, jumped ahead there for a sec. Keyword would be something like, you could say on your sign, there's a couple of one magic keyword, and that is the word default. So a keyword would be, so if someone calls the number, or if they text anything, they send a text to 719 and then the number. Usually when you see text messaging systems, it's like send a keyword, and there's a little bit of a blurb up ahead here, like text the word VIP, or text the word house, or text the word home 1, or you might use something like the address number, 3650 or 4650 or whatever it is. That could be the keyword for the text message list that would trigger the response. Keyword is important mainly if you have more than one home and you're using the same phone number for all your homes. Now, I personally recommend using different phone numbers. So if you have, let's say you have 10 listings, I would have 10 different phone numbers, and then your sign could stay the same. You move it to the next house and put it in the yard. you'll just update your list here to respond with the information for that particular home. So personally, I would stay away from using, the address, because that's specific to that house. And then when you move your sign, it's going to be a different address. So what I was trying to say before is, if you use the word default, it just means that they could text anything. They could text hi, they could text hello, they could text pizza, VIP, doesn't matter. They're going to get a reply from this list. So I'm going to go ahead and just use the word default, and then let's move on to the voice settings. Now, there are two ways to get a reply back via text message. One is by texting in a keyword. They will get a reply back with the information we'll show in the coming up slide here. They could also dial the number, and when they call the number, they're going to hear something such as, this is a beautiful 3-bedroom, 2-bath home located in, neighborhood of Briargate, and and so on. You can do this via the auto text-to-speech computerized synthesized voice, which isn't necessarily the best way to do it, but it can work. I recommend recording your own audio and then uploading an MP3 file and doing it that way. So for now, I'm just going to say, hello, thanks for calling. Check your text messages for a link to a virtual tour. Okay, goodbye. And then it hangs up. Now, here's probably one of the more important features is the transfer to phone. So if you want, when someone presses a digit, so they call in, your message could say, press 1 to speak with the agent now. Okay, and you want to leave, if you do something like that, this is just an example, but you'd probably want to repeat this, because if you just say press 1 to speak with the agent now, it's going to say goodbye, and then it'll hang up before they have a chance to do that. So I'm going to copy and paste this in a second time to kind of, it'll repeat before it hangs up. Now, if you have an audio file, you could, say whatever you want. Okay, so this transfer number would be, you have to use a, I don't think it actually matters, but 719 as far as the format. If you have a problem with this, I actually recommend just going without the digits or the dashes, and probably even preceding it with a 1. So this is a number they'd be transferred to if they press pretty much any digit. So if they press 1, 2, 3, it doesn't matter. All you have to do is press any key. I just like to say press 1, speak with an agent. Okay, next, the actual messages. This is where we enter what are they going to get via text message. Now, you'll notice that there are 4 different messages because there are 4 different possibilities for people interacting with the system. In most cases, they're going to be a new subscriber, meaning they've never called the number before. They've never been added to this particular list. So in what we're going to do in this case, we're going to send them images, a link to a page where you'd have to obviously have this page set up somewhere or whatever, or you could link to a YouTube video, whatever, of the house. Okay, so in this case, we're just saying, please visit for virtual tour. Call 9 to speak with me. Okay, so it shows I have 51 characters left up here, by the way. It's limited to 160. So I'm just going to select this. I'm going to paste it in here as well. Here, and then these are all the same. So this is a brand new person. This is someone that's already called and they're calling back, or they're texting a second time for some reason. So if they are maybe they just lost a text message, whatever, they're going to get. We can send the same message, but you could send slightly. Could send any message you want, and it would be slightly different based on the fact that they've done this before. Resubscriber means they've done something to unsubscribe. Like, in the way you unsubscribe is you text the word stop, and you can. Now, this is for text message lists. I don't want to go too far into it, but the way I'm showing you how to use this, I'm not recommending you use this to blast your list. If you want to do something like that, then you have to be very careful because there are specific rules you have to follow in order to continually promote something to a list via SMS messages. So in this video, I'm not going into that direction. I'm staying away from that. If that's something you want to do, then please contact me because there are huge fines. In fact, coming up today is October 9th of 2013. October 16th, I believe, is when new rules take effect, with huge fines if you do it wrong. So very dangerous territory. Now, in this case, this is a one-time text. They call or text in, they get one reply. We're not going to send them messages, day after day or month after month, whatever. So there are specific exemptions in the new rules for that type of thing. So we don't have to worry about that. If they're unsubscribing, let's see this. Oh, that help is actually wrong there. You could just say, this is if they say stop or quit or text the word X or the letter X, stuff like that. That's what's built into the system. You can reply with you can actually leave this blank, I believe. So all right, so that sets up our messages. Basically, we're going to send them information on the home that they're looking at. So imagine they're sitting at a in front of a house. They see the sign. They're texting or calling in because they want more information. All right, now the last step is to just confirm. In fact, we might need to actually put something in here. Let's go ahead and do that. Once that's all filled out, we can hit Create List, and it's going to go through all the steps behind the scenes, and here we are. So it's done all the setup. So we are actually ready. This list is ready to go. It's taken us now into the details of the list. We use the wizard to set this up, but now you can get to the list of the list and make changes anytime. If you go into your SMS list right here, if I click that, I've got multiple lists in here, just playing around, but here's the one I just created. I can edit this list, and this is where you do your editing. So since we filled out the wizard, most of this is already taken care of, but one more step that's very important, especially if you're in real estate and you want to be able to follow up with your leads, is you need to get notifications when someone interacts with your list. So in this case, I want to get an SMS message. Now you can have multiples, one per line, and where you would get notifications when someone texts, calls the number or sends in a text. And you could have, again, maybe you have an office manager or someone on your team you want to be able to follow up as well. So there'd be 2 copies sent out here. Via SMS, you can also do email. And you can put multiple emails in there so that you will get notifications when someone calls your number right on your cell phone. Okay, so that is pretty much it. Let me, what I'm going to do now, let me get rid of this because those are not accurate. Maybe I can show you what it looks like. If you make any changes like that, make sure you hit update to save the changes. Again, if you need help with this, maybe this is just, again, it's part of what's in it for me is I want to give this software to you for free. I normally charge for this, charge for the software, but if you need help, you just want someone to do it for you and manage this stuff for you, that's what I'm here for. So let's go ahead. I'm gonna test this out, and hopefully I can show you the results. I'm going to pause the video here for a second. Okay, I paused the video and I sent a text message and I got the replies back. I got the reply that says please visit, and then a link to the site or call, to speak with me. And I also got the message. It says a new subscriber notification, and it shows the phone number. And I wish I could show it to you on the screen here, but shows the phone number, so you can actually you as the agent would get instant notification that someone called or texted your number, and you could just press on the phone number and call them back, right away. So it allows you to follow up with your leads immediately. Okay, so which is really the goal of this whole system, other than obviously providing good information for potential buyers. So now that I've done that, let me hit refresh because it's going to change a little bit. When you log back in after you've gotten some leads, you will see under here subscribers, and now my number is listed right here. And in fact, everyone that ever texts this number, you will see their number here, and you can actually click on their number and see the interaction that happened with that phone number. Now, I've been doing lots of testing and different things with this. So today is October 9th, 2013. So you would only see this type of message. So I texted hi. I just texted hi to that phone number, and it shows that this is what I texted, and this is just another kind of a log of that. So it's somewhat of a duplicate, and then it shows what the reply was. So there it is. So you can see exactly what people are, how they're interacting with everything. And that just about covers it. Let me show you what happens if you want to, you could, to add another list, all you have to do is go to the new list wizard here. So we could add another list. Let's just do this just for fun. We'll call it house 2. And, oops, accidentally. Okay, let me try this again. House 2. And don't worry about client other than just use none. Here's the number. This is the number. You would probably only have one, but if you add another one, they'll show up here. We can go ahead and move on. Keyword. Now, if you're using the same phone number for an additional list, you cannot use the default keyword again because only one list can be the default, if that makes sense, right? So they're texting the same number, but now if you have a second list on the same phone number, that's why I recommend using a new phone number. They would actually have to text a specific keyword. So let's just call it home 2 in this case, or it could just be home, doesn't matter. Anything without spaces. And you can have multiple keywords, so we could have home 2 and info, something like that if you want. So if they text the word home 2 or if they text the word info, they would get a reply from this specific list. Okay. I'm just going to type hello here. Not going to worry about. Here's the transfer number. Here's all of our, let's see, remember, yeah, it's just, I'll just use the same message, although we'd want to change this to home 2, throughout, or whatever, of course, the link is. And that's another way I can help you if you like, I don't know how to set up these pages, I don't know what do I send them, can I send them a link to a YouTube video, stuff like that. You could just communicate with me and I can handle it all for you. But okay, we've done all that. Let's go ahead and create the list. And here we go. We have house 2. We have our messages all set up. Here's all this stuff again. I recommend using, do a nice recording MP3 for phone calls. And it's the same number. Over here's your keywords. So you can add or remove keywords over here. So if you want to add or remove a keyword, you can just exit out, or we can add one by typing it here and clicking add. Once you've done that, you hit update. Your changes will be saved. Now, note that under subscribers, we have no subscribers. My phone number was under the other list, but I haven't sent a text message to this list. But let me just show you that if I do that, if I can just do this on the phone here, where I can text the word, I want to send in info. If I send info, I got a reply. It says, please visit, blah, 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 home to, call, da, 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 da. Now, I did not get the notification because I haven't set that up yet. Again, the notification, I'm getting both messages on my phone because I'm both the subscriber and the owner of this list. So, and now if I refresh, we should see my phone number under the subscribers section here, and there it is. So now if I click on it, you'll see the various lists I've interacted with. Here's where I texted the word info, and here's the reply for home 2. And it's showing I'm subscribed to the list for house 2 and house 1, and this other one that was an old test there. So that is, I think I've taken through all the main aspects of this to help you get up and running. If you do this as a minimum and put this on your signs or put it in your print advertising and such, there's other things you can do, like using QR codes to make things a little easier for the user. You could do things on Facebook. You could do things with video marketing. There's just so much you can do. So I recommend give me a call. I can help you with all this stuff. So let's take a look. Now, again, here's those 2 lists I created. Just as a heads up, we have the subscribers. This will list, what I just showed you where I'm subscribed. This is clients. Do not worry about clients. You wouldn't have a need for that. It'd probably just be confusing. And then SMS messages, stay away from this as well. But this is what allows you to broadcast a message to everybody that's on a list. So again, with the new rules that are taking effect in October, if you do this wrong, this can get you into some hot water. So it's important to know the rules. Okay, well, thanks for watching. I hope this gets many of you up and going. With the plugin's free. If you go get your hosting set up with the WordPress site and you go get your Twilio account, those are all the pieces you need to be able to get going with some text message marketing. All right, thanks for watching. And again, give me a call if you need help or send me an email.